The me before he was stuck in a cell, living in a realistic and individual hell, experiencing nothing but indescribable torture and a purposeful pain that our enemy used on me over and over, again and again. The me before he was lost in the dark, a deep kind of darkness that is murky and sharp, the overcast kind where you can hardly see light and you no longer understand the meaning of bright. The me before he was trapped in the grave of my loved one who died, and there I just stayed. I rolled and I writhed like a pig in the mud, stuck in overwhelming grief and gnashing my teeth. For years I was enslaved because I never forgave, and that left the me without he forever depraved. The me before he fell in love with the world because of my cell and my torture, because of that deep kind of darkness and the grave I could never escape. I hurled myself out there, desperate to find my own way. The me before he filled my life with the fixes. I clinked many drinks so I simply wouldn't sink into the depression that filled me. I would have lots of sex so I could feel loved. I smoked lots of drugs so I could feel numb, and found my life whirling so fast down the drain, plummeting deeper and deeper until the me before he could no longer move, couldn't function, couldn't breathe, couldn't continue to live. There I fell on the floor in my personal hell, begging and crying to God who was way, way up there. Then and there I stood up and I started to speak all of those promises he etched onto me, even before I turned 3. I spoke a new language unfamiliar to me, a heavenly language that God gave to me. For months I spoke his promises over my home, over my children, and over my life, over and over again. I did it strictly by faith because I was still broken, until the day they took hold and the me before he became more controlled. One night I was caught up in all that was he. You see, he was becoming a deeper part of me. I could constantly feel him next to me. He met me there in the midst of a song and gracefully grabbed me and danced me along into a new perspective, straight into his plan, the one where he became greater than me. When the me before he met the he before me, amazing things unfolded and suddenly I was freed. I left behind that big bar cell where I had been caged in my own individual hell. The he before me graced me in bright light, the light that dispels all darkness and blight. The he before me helped me to shine brighter and sit in the promise that I'm a world changer. The he before me lifted me up from that grave and helped me remember that it was Jesus who saves. He saved us from death. He saved me from that grave. He put his own son up there on that tree, suffering death so we could live for eternity. The he before me purposefully put me in this world, not to embrace it, but simply to change it. To help the world see that it's the he before me who makes up the me that stands before them now, and it's the me that they see. I'm not the same person. I'm not that same me. Please, God, help to change them the way you changed me. The he before me wants you to know that you too can experience free living and experience this free flow. It comes from the spirit that roams along earth, the way that we can reach Jesus and the one that can bring you new birth. The he before me can change you in a twinkle, and you too can experience a new language, a new joy. He will bring you into new dancing, new strength, and new life. Your grave clothes will shed. You will no longer be dead. Instead, you will receive a heavenly robe and armor that protects you while you go on in this temporary home. The he before me will help you get to our eternal resting place, a place that no longer sees sadness and tears, a place that is bigger than addiction and fears, a place where we are all a family the way that he meant, a place to experience true love and forgiveness and never ever see hate. It's a place where he reigns forever, and a place of true peace, a place where we will too live forever in his presence, his splendor, his power, his glory, and his grace, while finally being able to experience his face. We praise you, Lord Jesus. We praise you, dear God, for you are all the reasons we travel this sod. Open our hearts, Lord, and free our minds. Continue to pour your Spirit on us just as you did in your disciples' time. And until we meet, Lord, I will continue to live, putting He before me, and the me that you created before Thee. Mark 16:15. He said to them, "Go into all the world and preach the good news to everyone."